Just pick up the section of rail in the center. The rope is not attached to the rails. There's it's just connected to the solid floating middle section of the rail. Yeah, that's fine. Alright guys, what's up YouTube? This must be fast. 775 Gaming, come back to you guys another episode of SNOWRUNNER on season 16. And today guys, we're going to be checking out the Plad 440 buddy. Finally. It's taken me a long time to get around to this. It really has. Yeah, we're back out here again today on sort of, you know, a Selten River National Park because it's the only place we can spawn trucks from on this region. The main idea for today's episode anyways is to I forget which job it is. Is it this one? No. This one. We have a winner. The main idea is to get the railway line that's up here repaired. I believe there's two sections somewhere around here and there that need track delivered to them, so that's a easy enough job. We do have to craft the rails, but I do already have two beams in storage, and also off camera I just kind of brought Slater down here with a trailer of planks that we can use to craft the rail, so we kind of have that ready to go. So we don't have too much to do there, and apart from that, we're going to try and do a couple of the tasks that are kind of around here in kind of the railway station and sort of over here as well. Yeah, so we'll get into all that sort of later, but yeah, let's get customizing this thing. Woohoo! Yeah, so we got the SI 6V 1900 and the 2100T, which are both base game engines that were in a lot of have been in a lot of trucks, honestly. However, we are going to be sticking in the DATS 8-383C because why wouldn't we? Regular array of gearboxes. You got your balanced, your fine tune, your high range, and your off road. I'm going for off road because that's just the kind of person I am. Some people like using the high range box quite a bit, but I've never really been a fan of it, if I'm being honest. Stock and raised. Now the raised on this truck, I have to be honest, is pretty pathetic, if I'm being honest. We get 1 extra inch of tire. We go from a 46 to a 47. And that's it. Like, why would you bother? The funny thing is as well that you can't put on the different size of tire without the suspension upgrade. Some trucks you can actually change the tire size without adding the different size of suspension. But on this truck you can't, even though I'm sure the 47-inch tires would fit on just fine if we didn't have the race suspension on this thing. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking completely. Maybe I'm just completely crazy. But yeah, we're gonna be sticking on the Plad 440 tires here. It does seem to have most tires available to it. It doesn't have OHDs. No, it doesn't have JAT OHS or anything like that, does it? No, it just has OMDs, JAT OMDs, and the regular UODs, which these tire sets are all fairly similar. You can't really go wrong with any of them. And yeah, it has regular highway, all-terrain, and it doesn't... Oh, it does actually have mud tires. Oh, it has the JAT mud tires. It has the JAT MMDs, the Julie mud tires. Oh, that's kind of cool. That is quite cool. It is kind of unfortunate, though, they have to have an extra paid DLC for that stuff, though. And then it's just got the regular chains, because every truck has those. Well, I say every truck. Not really at the same time. So yeah, we got your standard medium winches, we got engageable diff lock, so we got switchable all-wheel drive and switchable diff lock. I'm gonna put the dual spare wheels on here. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to keep them on though. We're gonna be running the truck as a semi or whatever. Then we got snorkels, we got the dual intake ones or whatever, which are pretty nice. This thing has a decent-ish amount of add-ons anyways. It's got a nice custom bed. I do quite like that. Unfortunately, we can't have crane with it, I don't think anyways. Saddle low. Yes, we'll put the trunk repairs on there, and yes, we need a crane. And yeah, that does all fit on there quite nicely. I was kind of worried that it wouldn't all fit on the back there. We have sun visors. I'll take a dark slant sun visor. That looks pretty cool. We could also have, oh look, we can have a flasher bar on this thing, and we can have lights. Oh, it's too bad that it completely removes the roof rack when you try to put that stuff on. It really is, it's a shame. And we got kind of, yeah, we got some pretty decent looking bull bars with winches put on them. I suppose I'll put on the heavy duty pipe, may as well. We can't have horns with the roof rack. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Usually you can. Usually they find some way of mounting them that you, to where you can, you know, have your horns on there. Go with the flap cap. Slim pipe looks pretty cool as well. That's also a type of flap cap as well, but it's kind of like the bigger kind of stacks. And then we just have the regular Plad 440 rims because we're running the Plad 440 tires, so that's fine. We'll slap its standard paint job onto it, even though I don't think that colors... Does that color the... No, it doesn't seem to color the tire rack. That's what I was wondering. It just kind of seems to leave the tire rack in that kind of gray color, which is fine, I guess. Now, also for sake of narrative purposes, whilst I'm driving the truck, I'm going to be kind of comparing it to this, just so people know, the International Paystar 5070, because when I saw this thing, you know, for the first time, when I saw that it was coming to the game, I immediately thought to myself, wait, is this going to replace the Paystar? I don't know why, that was just the first thing that entered my mind. Okay, but at least we don't really have too far to drive in order to pick up our loads today, because like the last episode was really annoying with that. I had to drive quite a bit. I ended up recording for 2 hours, or more than 2 hours I think, on the Dragon Wagon pack, which is nothing really, but at the same time, you know, I don't have that much time for doing all of this. I'll take a standard sideboard and we'll just get on our way here. So I am going to drive up to where I have the Slater here first, just because, yeah, we need to get those planks so we can craft everything up. And yeah, we're also going to pick up, oh geez, don't crash into the bridge. We are also going to pick up some other, I think it's like consumables or potatoes or something like that. That's down at one of the houses along the road up here. It's for one of the tasks that I kind of want to get done and out of the way. It should be fairly simple. And we'll just take a minute to actually get up here though, so just give me a sec. Alright guys, so I'm just kind of getting up close here to where we need to be. The Slater is just a small bit further down the road here, but we're going to head down this trail here in order to get the materials for whatever this job here is called. What is it that we actually have down here? It's potatoes and soybeans, yeah. These materials don't have to go particularly far, but you know, that's precisely the reason why we're going to do the job, because it should be quick and easy to get out of the way. Oh, jeez, I threw it into reverse. Oh my god, jeez. This isn't going to be a good day, is it? If I'm throwing the truck into reverse. Come on. So far, the truck feels pretty well balanced anyways. Don't really know what to make of the truck, not until I actually get cargo onto it. I don't know if I can say everything is exactly in its favor, at least at the moment, for it to be a really good semi-hauler anyways. The main thing that is kind of concerning me at the moment is the tires, because the tires on this truck are kind of similar to a UOD. They're not really a OHD style tire, they're more of a UOD. They're not a heavy set of tire, as we would quote unquote call them in this game. They only have 100 tire mass each. So, yeah. Whereas the OHDs would have 200 tire mass each, and that can sometimes help with grip in deeper mud. So, I don't know, we'll have to see. I've never really had too big of problems with UOD tires myself personally. I always think UODs and OHDs, there's never too much of a noticeable difference, at least not in my experience. It really does depend on the situation that you're in. If you are in very deep mud, I would say that OHDs probably do perform a bit better on average. But like if it's just normal kind of trails and road, I would say there's virtually no difference between them, between the OHDs and the UODs. But like obviously there's I don't have evidence to back that up. I'm just going off my own experience, okay? And now I need to figure out a way to turn myself around. How the hell am I going to turn myself around? Okay, I've got it around. I was experiencing just a small bit of axle freeze there on the truck. Switching out of all-wheel drive did help me get going though, so not too big of a deal. Truck seems to be, yeah, truck's getting through that all right. I suppose first things first, things that I should just talk about straight away, the obvious stuff. Switchable all-wheel drive, switchable diff lock. When I say obvious stuff, I mean the obvious stuff that I didn't go over in the garage. The switchable all-wheel drive and the switchable diff lock, and the fact that this thing has a 240-liter tank. Also the stuff like the power to weight and the durability and the fuel consumption ratings, which, you know, they're A-, A, and B+, which, you know, those numbers don't always mean what you think they mean, because, you know, trucks in this game can weigh drastically different amounts. Also, we are flipping. We are in the process of flipping. Come on. Come on, 440. Jeez, it is really trying here at the moment. You just hear the engine just growling away there. Come on, man. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Put all of it to the... No. Okay, we are actually struggling here. Okay. Didn't expect to see this that soon, but okay. It is a steep enough grade that we've got going on here. So I suppose I can't complain too much. It's not like it's the most powerful truck in the world or anything like that. It's not comparable to, you know, the Western Stars or the Western Star 47Xs and the 49X, or like the Mack Pinnacle or whatever, the Mack Pinnacle or the Mack Defense. It's not comparable to any of those trucks, which are above kind of the 200,000 torque threshold. This thing only musters up 165,000 torque, I believe. Yeah, but that's another reason why this truck is kind of comparable to the Paystar. Like, when I saw it first, obviously, I just thought it looked like the Paystar, to be the 5070 specifically. We're not talking about the 5600, okay? Just in case anyone's confused. Yeah. But, like, this thing makes 165,000 torque, and the 5070 makes 150,000, so they're pretty close in that respect as well. Also, we're at the timber here, so we'll get this loaded up here. Just give me a sec. This is going to be some weird overloading stack. I'm going to have to do some weird stuff here. Okay, you know what? I said that was going to be a bit of weird overloading, but honestly, it's not, if I'm being honest. We're just going to pack it. Well, I'm not even packing it, obviously. It's just kind of... I'm just going to leave it up on top of the truck like that. It probably shouldn't fall off, considering the fact that we're you know, going on main road, and we're only going up to the whatchamacallit. Oh jeez, that's we could have nearly hit that, if I'm being honest. We're only going up to the railway station, which is literally just up here at the kind of the top of the road, really. Well, I suppose, yeah, the only reason why I'm saying that is because the road is still currently blocked off by that giant fallen train bridge, so we'll obviously have to sort that out at some point, but we don't have the jobs or the stuff unlocked for that yet, so that's a job for another day. Definitely a job for another day. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty big job to do that as well. But yeah, we can nearly see the train line, which we're going to repair from here. We'll just drive along the train line. It should be really easy. Well, I say that, but you know. But yeah, like I was saying about comparing this thing to the 5070, yeah, like power is pretty much the same. I would say very nearly the same on the two trucks. 150,000 for the Paystar and 165,000 for this. So yeah, that's another reason why I do think they're quite comparable. I suppose obviously the Paystar does have access to it does have access to mud tires and like the full range of mud tires. It doesn't have the Jet MMDs, but it has the proper big wide mud tires that you can just install on the thing. So it does have a bit more of an advantage in that sense. It also has access to OHS and UOD. It doesn't have access to OHD, I don't think, though. Or does it? I don't remember, actually. It might have access to OHD for all I know. Could be wrong. Could be wrong about that. But yeah, like I was saying, we're literally here at the railway station already. That did not take long at all. Also, there's more cargo just kind of spotted around here. Some of this, there's some of this that I was thinking of possibly doing once we get the rails delivered here, but I don't remember which ones are which, if you know what I mean. Which materials are for which jobs, if you know what I mean. There is definitely some of them that we can do and knock off the list, though. Okay, let's craft ourselves some rails here. Oh, we can technically put the stuff into storage as well if we want. That way we don't have to go unloading it. Yeah, you know what? We can just do that because this is actually a storage zone, which is actually quite handy if I'm being honest. Okay, pack cargo. Stick those in there. Go in here. We can craft our two rail sections, and then we can stick the rail in the back of the trailer. And yeah, we can go for the first rail section here, which, like I said, we're just gonna drive straight up the rail line. I don't see any problem with that. It's not like a train's going to come or anything like that. It's not like there's plenty of trains parked around here. I mean, in all seriousness, the chances of a train coming when the line is broken is pretty slim, let's be honest. Also, I really hope I don't run out of fuel. We only have a 240-liter fuel tank in this thing. I mean, that is increased by the, I don't even know how much fuel this thing has. I never check. It's only 80 liters extra fuel in this thing. That is another thing. No, what the... Stop going... Why are you going into reverse? Come on, get back up to speed. This is the problem with stopping your truck in the dirt. You can never get back up to speed. Yeah, what's it? What was I going to say? I was going to say something else. Yeah, that was another thing that actually reminded me, that made me think this truck was like some kind of reincarnation of the Paystar 5070, because it has the same size fuel tank as well. It's got 240 liters. I mean, though, to be honest, the 240-liter tank is actually quite a common tank size in this game. I mean, like the Paystar, or not the Fleet Star had a 240-liter tank, and the GMC MH9500 had a 240-liter tank as well, I think. There were quite a few things. I can't name them off, but there were definitely quite a few trucks with a 240-liter tank. So it's probably not a fair thing to just... I don't know. It just seems a bit uncanny, this vehicle to me. I don't know. It just does. Okay, well, we're coming up on the rail section thing here anyways. It's been a while since I've done one of these. It's actually really fun to just, you know, stick these things in. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Really? Really? We got whatchamacallit, tire damage. Seriously, we weren't even driving that, like, seriously, we weren't even driving that fast. Okay. Yeah, so I do have to stick it in this section, and then, yeah. Just like the old times. When was the last time we'd done this? I'm actually not sure. Was it Scandinavia, maybe? I don't know. Oh, crap. Just pick up the section of rail in the center. The rope is not attached to the rails. There's it's just connected to the solid floating middle section of the rail. Yeah, that's fine. Just bring it down, get it nice and centered. Yeah, like that. This is like the one time when I actually use the crane properly, and you know, actually try and put things down properly, not just drop them into things, and actually try and line the stuff up. This is like literally the one time that I try and use the crane properly in this game, whenever I'm doing the railway missions. Okay, just back up a small bit. And in it goes. They've removed the buffers, and that's all good. Nice. They've still got a load of train cars just sitting in the tunnel. That doesn't seem safe, but other than that, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna drive back up to the rail shop then. We'll grab the other piece of rail, and we'll head up to the eastern track. All right, guys. So I'm loaded up here and ready to go. We've got the potatoes and soybeans loaded back up onto the truck, as well as the rail section here that we're going to need for the eastern track. So yeah, we're going to deliver the the food or whatever for or the winter reserves, as the contract seems to call it. Over to the Riverside House, which is technically speaking on our way to the eastern track section. It's definitely not out of our way, to say the least, to go over here. So yeah, I see no problem with doing this. I do have the rail section kind of placed on there, kind of a bit funny, like as if it's a ramp or something like that, but it's fine. And if it falls out whilst we're trying to go over to the Riverside House, that's not too big of a deal, because as soon as we unload the cargo, we'll be able to pack it down again. As soon as we deliver this cargo, we'll be able to pack it down again. So it's not too big of a deal, I don't think. It shouldn't fall out anyways. It's not like we're driving too fast or anything, or going to be on too rough a road. Actually, I shouldn't say that, because I haven't been on this road section back here yet. So yeah. Oh, we can actually see the delivery box for the rail section up there. That's a good one. You can actually see the glow of the box or whatever, but like I don't think I can drive up there. So yeah. Also, there's the downed railway bridge I was talking about earlier there as well. It's a hell of a sight, that, if I'm being honest. I really like the fact that, like, oh geez, that's falling out. Crap. What was I saying there a minute ago? Not even a minute ago. It's only been a few seconds. Come on. Don't fall out, please. Just stay in the back. Where's the turn off? I don't even know where the turn. It's just like, yeah. If we have to leave it here, I don't really care, because it's close enough to where I don't give a damn. See if I can winch myself in that direction, please. We are actually... It's actually deep enough around here, if I'm being honest. No visible winch attachment points. Seriously? Yeah, okay, we seem to be legitimately stuck here. Oh wait, no, never mind. The winch is starting to work a small bit anyways. Come on. It's a deep enough area. I might actually have to grab onto the rail section again then. I don't think I'm going to be able to come through here twice. Come on, winch. Okay, I have the rail section back on. It's just on top of the cab for the moment. That's just temporary, don't worry about it. It's almost like a balancing stick or whatever that you see one of those gymnasts use. Come on. I need a different winch point. Come on. It's literally the only winch point. I have no idea why we're stuck. I feel like we shouldn't be getting this stuck here, but we're stuck on something, that's for sure. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure what I was expecting for this truck, you know, in the performance department. Just because it is, like I said, just because it is similar to the Paystar 5070, or I don't know if I did actually say this, doesn't mean to say it's going to be as good as the 5070. Like, the 5070 is a truck that I do quite like to use from time to time. It's definitely not the most practical truck, but for early game, it's just one of the most memorable vehicles for me, at the very least. It's up there with the MH and the Fleet Star. That's for sure, anyways. And yeah, like this thing, it's definitely not the exact same vehicle. I can definitely feel the noticeable differences that this thing has. I don't know if you would call them quirks or if you would call them flaws, but yeah, I don't really know. Might not really be the most suited for the old for the old fifth wheel sort of setup here. Might be more suited for kind of just, you know, sideboard and trailer combo, if I'm being honest. Oh, come on. We're seriously getting bogged down here with this thing. I'm gonna have to finish up here as well. I'm not gonna get this. I'm not gonna get all the things I wanted to get done. There's no way. I should probably, actually, you know what? If I'm being honest, I should probably move the cargo to the front of the trailer because that would help with traction. That is probably a factor as to why we're not doing well at the moment. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. Just in the interest of kind of keeping the video, you know, kind of shorter and sweeter, I'm probably going to finish up here as soon as we deliver this stuff and the rail section there. I don't have as much time as I thought I did, if I'm being honest, really. Come on, Plad, let's go. But yeah, there is definitely differences. Like, this is it's its own vehicle. Like, you know what I'm trying. I don't know what I'm even trying to say at the moment, if I'm being honest. I wanted to compare it to the Paystar just because I thought it kind of looked a lot like the Paystar, and also because they do seem to have fairly similar stats. Like I've kind of tried to explain, I probably explained it extremely bad though. They also weigh similar as well. That's another point I should try and bring up as well. Paystar weighs in at, I believe, 10.3 tons, but this thing weighs in at 11.5 tons, so there is a bit of a difference there. This thing is a bit heavier, so obviously I guess they gave it a bit more power just because it is a bit more heavier than the Paystar. I also kind of thought the weight of this truck, just the fact that it'd be a bit heavier, might help it with you know, performance in the mud sections there. Now, to be fair, this isn't really a fair test just in the mud sections at the moment, purely because this truck is, well, I have all the cargo loaded in the very rear of the vehicle. That's not something you should really do. You should really always have your cargo positioned to the front of your trailer. Also, I'm just getting the thing caught in this tree at the moment. Come on, get. Come on. Pull. There we go. So far, you know, overall the truck's been pretty good though. I can't really complain. It's gotten through most areas. Probably would have needed a winch even if I wasn't, you know, doing stupid things with the with the cargo in the back of the trailer. There is a chance that lack of kind of a heavier set of off-road tires is also a hindering performance factor, because OHDs would probably be really nice on this thing. Like, this thing does have pretty good tire coating. It's on par with like the UOD2, I think, and they're actually pretty. I think they're actually a small bit better than the UOD2s. Actually, the tires that are on this truck specifically, the Plad 440 tires. So like, it's not like it's got bad tires or anything. Come on, keep activating. Why do I keep activating the crane? Stop doing that. Come on. Yeah, I'd say this is definitely another load distribution related problem at the moment. I don't, yeah, the truck itself isn't stuck. It's just the rear of the trailer that's kind of getting bogged down at the moment. Come on, just get into the box. There we go. Bop, bop, bop. Winter reserves. Thanks for coming forward. I can't tell you how much I needed those provisions, but now thanks to your help, getting through the winter should be much easier. Much obliged for your kindness. So 790 XP and 7,700 bucks for that. That's pretty well paid, if I'm being honest. Like, we didn't really have to drive far at all in order to get that done. Okay, so just give me a second here. I'll go back over onto the main kind of road section, and I'll pick up the section of track. Yes. There's the track section. Imagine you're just in the wilderness and you just find a completely new set of rails, of railway track just lying around. What idiot left this here? Probably some idiot that's gonna get fired, that's for sure. Alright, that's packed down, ready to go. There's actually a little bit of an extra section there that actually allows you to cross over to that side as well if you need to, which is quite nice. Does look like we've got more muddy sections here though. I don't know how well this is going to go, not with the last few sections that we kind of bogged ourselves down in. Once again though, I kind of feel like it's the lack of kind of the heavier sets of tires. These things, the tires on this only weigh 100 kilograms each, where, you know, likes of OHDs are 200. Even though, like, the UOD2s are 100 kilograms, and I've always found them to be a pretty decent tire set, so I don't know. It might be a power issue, something along that area. But at the end of the day, I can't really complain about the performance of the truck too much, because there's really nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it's a little bit slower than probably a lot of other trucks, but it's getting the job done. It's not doing anything wrong. It's just, you know, trundling along, doing its own thing. It's also a pretty nice looking truck. I do actually quite like this thing. And it also has some pretty neat details as well, just like the saw that's on the side of the bonnet, as well as the axe. Like, we just got the tools mounted on the side of the truck, and that's just like a standard thing. That's not something that you add. What's it? This truck's based off of Fawn. It's based off a Fawn vehicle. I'm not sure what truck it's actually based off, what Fawn it's actually based off of, but I believe they're German military truck maker, so that's pretty cool. It's too bad we couldn't have branded versions of these trucks, but then again, I feel like I feel like it's becoming harder for Saber to get branding in some senses for some of the trucks in these games. But like, I don't know, what are you gonna do? I like it when trucks come to the game as branded vehicles, but obviously we can't win them all. I suppose we should also take a quick look at the interior. That is 100% German written on the dash there at the moment. What does that say? Achtung? Pretty sure that means warning, right? I should know this because I did German in school, but I don't know I don't know it. uh, Also, the hands are flying all over the place at the moment. Yeah. Okay, we'll just turn out here. It's the one time when I'm like, yeah, it's okay to be in the cab mode because I don't have a extremely heavy load behind me or anything like that, or I don't have the kind of load that's kind of guaranteed to tip me over, if you know what I mean. It's a very it's a very flat, low down kind of low center of mass kind of load, if you know what I mean. Also, yeah, just drive through that. That's probably fine. It's a real nice interior. It's a pretty nice interior. We just got a single bench seat going on here. We got we got handbrake, we got the gear stick, we got tachometer, we got your rev counter. The tachometer is the rev counter. What the hell's wrong with me? Okay, we've got the rev counter, and we've got the speedo. We got the what other dials do we have here? I don't know. We've got a fuel gauge. Yeah, the fuel gauge does work. Do work in this game. It's one of the gauges that I'm always looking at in this game. Kind of think to myself, wait, do the fuel gauges actually work? But yes, I do believe that the fuel gauges do actually work in this game. Pretty sure this is something that I've established with myself before, but sometimes I always find myself questioning whether or not the fuel gauges work. Yeah, but overall, it's a pretty nice interior. Oh. Yeah, we're just gonna drive down there. And here we are. Just really just have all these train cars just left here, I feel like. I don't know. Yeah, let's get this stuff in. Alright, and there we go. Actually, that's a little bit, push it over a small bit. That's a little bit better, I guess. Also, a quick thing that just crossed my mind. The train cars. I'm pretty sure these are new, or they've got some kind of like new type of skin on them. What railway company is the OWWO? I'm gonna take a gander and say that this is trying to rip off BNSF. The North American Train Company, just because it kind of resembles their logo with that kind of line stripe or whatever going beneath the text. And I'm pretty sure part of BNSF or one of the companies originated. It was where, you know, the BN part of BNSF originated from. Was kind of the northern states like Washington. So I want to say that that's trying to take off BNSF. I could be wrong, but come on truck, there you go. Perfect. And rail section, there we go. Back in business. You've done us a solid. The railroad is the heart of logistics, and you've helped us get back in business. Working with you is always a pleasure. We have your reward right here. So 960 XP and 7,150 bucks for that. So not too bad at all. I'm gonna be honest with you though. I don't really see how the rail line is back in operation. You know, considering the bridge that's here, and also the fact that there's just a train down there completely stuck. And also the fact that all the tunnels seem to have rail cars just parked in them. That this seems like an extremely badly run rail network, if you ask me. No offense, but like, come on, guys, get your act together. Yeah, guys, but I think in the interest of keeping to a sort of shorter episode here today, I'm going to leave it here. Which, yeah, is kind of unfortunate. But just to kind of keep all this kind of in, and that way I don't have to cut too much. But yeah, that was kind of the Plad 440. I think I covered most of the main points on this thing. I probably didn't talk as much as I did in the last episode when we were doing the Dragon Wagon pack. But, yeah, there was kind of a lot of stuff to go over on those, I feel like. This thing you know, it's not as unique of a vehicle. I just want to kind of put that out there. I feel like we already have quite a lot of 6x6 trucks that kind of fit this thing's kind of description and kind of class, if you know what I mean. But that doesn't mean it's a bad truck. I do think it is quite a nice truck, and I do think it works relatively well anyways. Definitely didn't get enough driving in to say how well it works, that's for sure. But yeah, that'll do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye. It's got a pretty decent horn as well.